trust me, I was there all 4 years. I was the same guy. But it just took until a certain moment in time, to where they started recognizing, okay, hey, you know, he's getting a little bit better. I keep an eye on him, and I became more recruitable. And for me, it happened very late in the process. It truly did. I ended up playing at UNLV. But I wasn't recruited until literally the 23rd hour. So, guys, whatever happens out here, like I said, they're going to have an opportunity. And more importantly, they're going to make a lot of new friends. They truly are. They're going to meet girls from all across the U.S., girls that they wouldn't have otherwise met. They're going to keep in touch. They're going to develop relationships, friendships. They're going to network. You know, who knows? They're going to go off to college. They're going to graduate. They're going to get incredible jobs. And they might be meeting a future CEO here or whatnot that might get them a job later on. You never know. But I do know that when it's all said and done, and we're all old and gray, which some of us are a little bit closer than others, you know, all we have really, and you know this, I'm a firm believer, I say this all the time, it's really life is truly about the memories and experiences. And I have so many incredible memories throughout my lifetime, and a lot of them I attribute to athletics and sports, all of the people I've met, and all the wonderful times of my life. And those are all experiences I had that have created these memories. Your daughters will have these memories for a lifetime. They truly will, and that's something that you cannot put a price tag on. And I say that from the bottom of my heart, and hopefully you feel that and you hear that in my voice and my sincerity, because that's truly the meaning behind it all. Okay? And your daughters will go on to college, they will get an education, and most of them will play soccer. But these memories and these experiences you're creating for them are amazing, and these are a lifetime. So, guys, again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for doing that for your daughters. I hope they appreciate what you've done for them. I know it took me about 20 years to appreciate what my parents did for me, so trust me, they will, and they will. And no matter how dorky they think you guys are, as I heard this morning, you guys are cool. Remember that. So, guys, without further ado, thank you very much. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay hydrated. You know, good luck at the tables. Have a great time. I'm going to let Kelly and Sam take it over, say a few things, give you a better idea of what's going to transpire out here. If you have any questions, guys, I'll do my best. You know, I'll kind of run around like a chicken with my head cut off sometimes, but I'll do my best to answer your questions any way I can. You know, we really want to keep it more of a family environment out here. That's what we're all about. That's why we've been able to do this for 8 years. So, again, thank you. Have a great weekend.
I'll just speak for a hot second and then I'll let Kelly take it away. Yeah, thank you for being out here. We really appreciate it. Just to echo what John said, I mean, these coaches out here are Kelly and I's colleagues, and they're all fantastic coaches, and they're all great people as well. So excited for your daughters to be able to see, and this is the only opportunity that I know of that I think there is in the country that there are actually coaches from every different area and all divisions that they have the opportunity to come out and be seen, like, legitimately by every coach. They will have their eyes on your daughter at some point in time. That sounded a lot better in my head. I apologize. But it's a great opportunity. A couple things I like to remind you guys of just throughout the weekend is we can't talk about our school. We can't really answer any questions you guys have. So even though if you see Denise from USF walking around, you just want to be like, hey, did you get my daughter's email? You can't. You really can't. And just save us from looking rude, because we're just going to be like, oh, I gotta go over there. So give us the benefit of the doubt. We can't answer questions about our particular university, about your daughter specifically, or anything of that nature. If you have very general NCAA type questions, you know, look for Kelly or I. We're going to be trying to carry that responsibility so the other coaches can concentrate on the sessions. But we're going to be walking around, and we want to see all the players too. So give us that as well. Just want to thank you guys again for being out here. This is an amazing camp. Kelly and I got to do it back in February, and I found a lot of great things here, and I enjoyed it, and all the girls were great. So I'm really excited to be back. Take it away, boss.
I just have 2 points that I like to share. I've done these camps. I've done some different ones. One, if your daughter wants to play college soccer, there's a college soccer program out there for her. It's a matter of finding a right fit for her, but also finding the right fit for the coach. So it takes a little bit of work, okay? And sometimes you've got to change what you're looking for, I should say what she's looking for, when you're going through that process. But if she wants to play college soccer, there is a program out there for her. Regardless of her level, her ability, her athleticism, there are players all over the country playing, and it's an amazing experience. I had a fantastic experience as a player, which led me to get into the coaching. So I would encourage, don't get frustrated by the process. Even if you're in your senior year and you think it's too late, I've missed my window, there's a program out there that still wants you. So it's sometimes hard to remember. Some people are on club teams where people are committing as freshmen and sophomores, you hear about it, and I'm a senior and I'm not committed. There's still places for you guys to play. And then if you're younger, hey, you've got some time. And it doesn't have to be a rush. I think some people try to race to get the end goal, to be able to say I'm committed. But you really want to make sure that you're proud of the place you're committed to and it's the right fit for you and it's the right fit for that coach. Because you don't want to end up going somewhere where you're not going to be the kind of player you want, whether you want to be a role player or if you want to be a starter. You have to take those aspects into consideration when picking out. Could I start there? Could I play there? Am I going to be a bench player there? And those are all things I think players might not consider as much. They're looking, is it an Adidas school? Is it a Nike school? Instead of some of those, that's a big thing, right? Yeah, and sometimes, when you're a junior, that might not be as important when you're a junior in college. And then the other thing, Sam kind of touched on it. I could literally spend from now till 1 o'clock explaining the NCAA recruiting rules for Division 1, 2, 3, NAIA, JUCO, okay? Each conference has their own set of rules. Some conferences even have their own sets of rules. I was in an Ivy League school before. They have their own set of rules. So I could sit here and go through them all, and I don't even know half of them, but in the other divisions, I know my own division. But the point of it being, with all the different rules, there's a lot of coaches here, the Division I coaches, that can't even email you back until your September 1 of your junior year. Okay, so that's for Division I until if you're under junior year, sophomore, freshman, we can't even return an email. Even if you said, are you going to be at the Showball showcase? You're not even supposed to say that you're going to be there. It's regard to recruiting. You can do camp and clinic emails, okay, but my point in saying kind of these rules is if your daughter reaches out after camp and says, hey, what did you think of my play? I'm a sophomore. All the Division I coaches she emails will not be able to respond. The way to kind of get around it, I guess, is phone calls. You guys can always call us, okay? You go to any athletics webpage, you go to the staff directory, it will list all the staff in the department, you find women's soccer coach, and you can call. Now, if I don't answer and you leave a message, I can't call you back. So it's a matter of catching, a coach in the office. Division II and Division III have very different rules. So that for the D2 and D3 coaches here, they have different rules regarding contact. So just so you know, and you're not frustrated through the process, is that sometimes it's not that we don't want to write you back, it's that we can't write you back. Also, if all 100 and however many campers are here, email me Monday morning, say how did I do? That's a lot of emails from one day. So
and there's a tournament next weekend, so the inbox is always full. So if you don't get a response, don't take it as that coach ignoring you. Just understand, I'm sure your guys' work email's full every single Monday. Ours start the same exact way.
So just some things to keep in mind. I encourage having the players reach out as well. It's great to hear from mom and dad, but ultimately I'm working with your daughter for 4 years, and that's the person I want to get to know. It shows me also that they're interested in Bucknell and not you. And so that's something I always like to see, is when student athletes take the initiative and reach out and not have mom or dad do it for them because Instagram and Facebook are taking up all their time. So just a couple little kind of pieces I always like to include in these kind of coaches or parent kind of chats, just to give you guys an idea. I'd be more than happy to answer any kind of general questions right now. If somebody in the group has some general question I can answer. If it's more of like an individual one, you can pull camera eye aside in the next little bit here. But just open it up if anyone has any questions. Yep.
Just dribble out of it if it's not ours.
The great thing is, does your daughter play club, I can't say? That club coach, their job is to be that liaison or the DOC of that club. If you want to set up a phone call super specifically, we back their coach. We can't call back your daughter. But keep in mind that we get a lot of stuff, so it might not happen. Your club coach might not get through the first time, might not get through the second time. Because, you know, sometimes we're just like avoiding it. Just kidding. But yeah, the club, guys, I'm sure a lot of you pay your club coach. Make them earn their paycheck. Make them set it up. That is what their job is. If they're not doing that, you should raise some eyebrows and you should maybe talk to the DOC. Don't be one of those parents, but like, you know, be like, I need some help here. Pay you to do this.
The other thing is anytime you're on a college campus, you're permitted to speak to that coach, assuming it's not in a dead period. So women's soccer has very, very few dead periods. If you come onto a campus, you can meet with that coach. You can set up time to chat. It's another way, face-to-face. I've seen player X play a number of times, and she's a sophomore, and she comes on and says, I'm really interested, you're my #1 choice. I can then say, you know what, you're our #1 choice. Let's make this happen. So those conversations can happen through club coaches, they can happen on campus, and they can also happen with you reaching out and, you know, us picking up the phone. So I think that's a way that the early commitments are happening.
Awesome, guys. Without further ado.
Oh, wait, hold on.
How about the clearinghouse? What is that? I mean, does that not kind of bypass that a little bit, or no?
NCAA clearinghouse happens typically after they're committed. The NCAA clearinghouse, in my opinion, is more of a formality to make sure they're eligible. Most women's soccer players are academically eligible, and you know, the professional thing isn't a big deal as much as it is on the men's side. So you just have to make sure you've never been played to play. So you're an amateur, and that you're academically above the standards of the NCAA, which requires you to take an SAT or ACT exam, and GPA has to be above a certain mark. But those typically, the clearinghouse is pretty lenient in terms of clearing, and that's usually done after commitment because it's usually done in your senior year at some point, before you arrive at the university.
SAT scores are in there. That's just a formality to make sure you can play.
Other questions?
All right.
What's a good time to be back today?
The camp ends at 1:45 today. You'll have a short break at 10:30 just to hydrate. It's hot out here. You want to keep your daughters healthy. And then after that, we go back to playing the small-sided, which is always fun to watch. And then, yeah, 1:45, we'll ship out.
And just tomorrow, just a reminder, we start at 7 a.m.
The first game.
Oh, sorry, 7:30 we start kickoff for the games. So if you guys can get here a little bit before 7:30, we'll get organized and kick off at 7:30.
Yeah, just to let you parents know, tomorrow your daughters will be responsible for warming themselves up. So however early, if your daughter plays at 7:30 and you know she's got a tight quad and she needs an hour warm up to jog and then to stretch and then to maybe do some jump rope and, you know, maybe braid her hair, make sure she's here early because the coaches will be running the games, and what that means basically is giving minor feedback but really making sure that the girls rotate and get the substitutions so they're being seen at each and every field by each and every coach. But they won't be running a warm up. So we'll let the girls know that as well. Usually what's happened in the past is, you know, all of teal got here and then they kind of do like your standard club warm up. But yeah, if your daughter doesn't play till 9:30, don't necessarily need to be here at 7 a.m. But I think everyone plays at least one of the early games.
Other questions?
Awesome, guys.
Thank you so much. Enjoy the weather, and we look forward to watching your daughters play today.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
So it's